अच्छा नहीं बनाया।
अच्छा तू बनाया?
नहीं अच्छा बनाया।
He's saying Jenny didn't make it good.
Why are you having a problem?
You know, Jenny, I'll tell you one thing that I give credit to Jenny for sometimes. She has no issues whatsoever speaking her truth, you know, and defending herself. And boy, when she says something, you know she says it because the bass that she uses behind her voice is crazy business. Why you got a problem? You know when Jenny's in the building, right? But hey, we better dive into this one here because there's now another storyline where there's another family member who's now got an issue with Jenny and of course her age and the age gap between herself and Summit. So let's get into exactly what went down with the nitty and gritty here.
परिवार को भी कोई पसंद नहीं करता इसकी जुग सुमित और जैनी की वजह से और मैं बड़ी लग रही है वो और हम कैसे अपना लें उसको.
I mean, is it hard to accept someone being with your nephew who is literally older than you? I mean, boy, that's a very interesting one. I don't know in any situation where anybody could be comfortable with their child being in a relationship with somebody that is older than them being their mother, being their father, being their auntie, being their uncle, hell, even if that person was even older than them being their granddad, you know what I mean? But nowadays we be seeing some celebrities like in their 70s, 80s with girls who are like in their 30s and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Maybe 20s and getting them pregnant. And you know that these guys are not only old enough to be their parents, but they're also old enough to be their granddaddy too. It's crazy business. So yeah, for me personally, if I'm in this situation where I've got a child and then my child brings home, you know, a man or woman that is older than me, that's just crazy business. Utterly crazy business. So I understand the frustrations, but at the same time, who are we to have an opinion on who people choose to be with if that person isn't bringing any harm to their lives? So the question is, does Jenny bring any threat to Summit's life? I don't think so. I mean, the only thing that she brings to his life that could be considered as a letdown or threat or whatever is the fact that she cannot produce babies for him if he ever wanted to have them. Which is what they had a whole hissy fit about last season. They were on here as well.
क्यों बना रहे हो?
जेनी की तरफ होगे ना?
अंदर. आप जैनी को स्पॉट कर रही हो? अरे सिखा दूं जरा इनको सिखाना तो खड़े हो. नहीं बनाना खड़े हो जाओ.
Yeah, that aunt is moving absolutely berserk. She's going as far as now pulling Summit's mum away from Jenny. Say, nah, get away from her. You can't be near her. What a way to make someone feel so uncomfortable, feel so unwelcomed. I mean, listen, nobody wants to be a part of a family dynamic where things aren't healthy to the slightest. Everybody wants to be able to be with somebody and have a healthy relationship with that person's family. Because really and truly, having an unhealthy relationship with somebody else's family, like your partner's family, it's a recipe for disaster. Does it mean that you two are going to eventually not work out and you're going to break up? Not necessarily. But does it mean that at some point, your partner who does not get along with your partner that doesn't get along with your family, doesn't mean that at some point you're going to have to choose between them and your family? That is something that happens. There's a lot of people in this world that choose their partners over their families, you know, for whatever said reason that they have. Whether the reasons are justified or not depends on the situation. But in this situation here, we already know that Summit did choose Jenny over his family because he went off and married her in secret. So much to the point the family had no choice but to then accept it, which of course we saw happen obviously after some time. But that was just due to his mum and his father accepting it. Now it's a case where there's an auntie who was there for their wedding. No, who was there when she found out about them being married. And I believe according to Summit, she was actually somewhat supportive. But now all of a sudden she's taken a whole 180. Oh boy. I mean, to be fair, maybe it's due to embarrassment. Maybe it is due to embarrassment because of other people in the community looking and thinking, why is he with a woman that is older than his mother?
नहीं ऐसा नहीं होता ना दीदी. हमारे समाज में ऐसा नहीं होता ना कि मैं इतनी बड़ी और इतना छोटा बेटा हो.
एज गैप तो देखो हमारे में है, मैं ये बिल्कुल मानता हूँ, लेकिन
Still having a problem with our age gap?
I mean, to be honest with you, let's be real. I think as long as they live in India, hell, to be fair, it doesn't even matter where they live, but I say probably why they live in India, especially around the communities that they live around. People are always going to give them side eyes. People are always going to have a comment. People are always going to judge the fact that he chose to be with somebody who cannot give him kids ultimately. Because from my understanding, in Indian culture, generational wealth is a big thing. It is so key for them to have kids to pass on because when it comes to the business side of things, Usually, well, what happens is someone will start a business, everybody in the family will get involved in that business, and then when you have kids, your kids will then go on to carry on that business if they want to do that, because for some people, they have kids and those kids go off and do other things, but for other people, their kids will continue, obviously, what they've already started. And at the end of the day, even though someone's got a brother who's got a wife, which I believe has got a kid, obviously, the job could go to that kid, who knows, if given that it's successful. But of course, the more kids they have, the better it is for their generational kind of like family trees, and that's why, of course, they live by the culture where they all live together, so therefore they have more money, obviously at their dispense, because obviously if everybody's living in different homes, that means everybody's paying their own bills. So when it comes to doing things, you got less money. But obviously, because they all live together and it's just a big house, same as Jewish people, especially in London. If you go to Clapham Junction, I believe it is, pure Jewish community there, you will see that they'll buy a house. And then when they start to have more children, they then extend on the house. And the house ends up going from a 2-story house to a 3 to 4-story house. You see what I'm saying? Because they want to keep the money within the household rather than everybody going off and buying homes. So therefore, there's less money within the family community, if that makes any sense. So I understand that, of course, there's also the fact that Sam is not only with Jenny, but he's of a woman that can't provide kids for him. And also he's a woman that, I guess, when it comes to really helping him go to the next level work-wise, I mean, to be fair, that is down to Summit, realistically. But we know that Jenny does not want to put her weight. Like, for example, she doesn't want to cook, doesn't really want to clean. She just doesn't want to do none of the things that traditionally an Indian woman would require to do. So there's also that part too. So many freaking layers, so many freaking variables, and there's probably many things that I've forgotten. If there's anything that I have said that is incorrect, please do let me know in the comment section. But let's continue.
Yeah, age gap thing.
Well, we love each other.
love it, love. आप माँ से भी उम्र में बहुत बड़े हो.
You love each other, but you're older than me. What's like, relax yourself. They probably see Jenny as like a kiddie fiddler. Yikes.
Well, if you don't like
तो
us, you
ऐसा
don't
नहीं होना
have to
चाहिए
come
ना.
over
आप
here.
देखो ना कि छोटा है, आप मैं छोटे को साथ.
जेनी वो एक परफेक्ट लड़की है जिसके साथ में शादी कर सकता
लड़की नहीं है ये.
I mean, they're also lying. Jenny's not a girl. She's a grown-ass freaking woman. A whole grown-ass woman who shouldn't be dating a man your age. Well, at least that's the perspective of the aunt.
ये आपने ही बिगाड़ा है. अगर सुमित जैनी को छोड़ देगा तो सुमित को सब अपना लेंगे.
Crazy business. The fact that she has said to her, I believe she's the sister of Sumit's mom. Well, she's an aunt in some capacity, but the fact that she said that you ruined him, you ruined your son, is crazy business. Imagine that, someone telling you that you ruined your son. Yeah, I mean, listen, there's many things in life that you don't want to hear as a parent. Is somebody telling you that you ruined your child. That cuts deep. But then also finish off by saying that if Summit gets rid of Jenny, then people will appreciate it and accept it more. But let's be real, it's never going to happen. Especially now he's got the full backing of his family. He has no reason to throw his relationship with Jenny anyway. But to be fair, there are other things out there that obviously Summit hasn't thought about when it comes to his relationship with Jenny, but it is what it is. End of the day, he's the one that created an online account, pretty much catfished Jenny anyway, you know what I mean? The whole shebang. It's a whole level of just calamitous behavior, but nonetheless though, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.